Philippe Courrier heads up INSTN, which is the education unit in France that deals with nuclear energy and other forms of nuclear and physics related to the nuclear industry. So I think the important thing is how an institution like this can relate to South Africa. SMEs, for example, how can South African SMEs partner with French SMEs when it comes to a nuclear build operation?
If South Africans are interested in building up nuclear operations in general, it is possible to have kind of twinnings or links with French SMEs dealing in the same on the same field. So first, what I would suggest would be perhaps the South African Industrial Network to identify these SMEs and to get in touch with the French nuclear network and the French SMEs network, so to identify the possibilities of cooperation and partnerships and perhaps develop education and training to be consistent and maybe why not working together.
And how could you use your school's model here within South African context and the whole nuclear build program?
Partnership and cooperation implies, according to the INSTN and what is the French educational system, consists in actually respect and mutual profit. So we're not going to impose or think that we are the reference, but it will be, I think, interesting to show, to illustrate our model, propose it to South Africa, and see if there are possibilities, if we have something equivalent in South Africa, to develop this model according to South Africa, with perhaps our help and support, considering we have experience in this domain.
The issues around sovereignty and dependence, how does a school like this and knowledge sharing ensure that other countries can remain independent?
France, as you probably know, is very aware and very conscious of its sovereignty. I think that this model, this kind of reference can also be useful to South Africa. I think a cooperation with South Africa doesn't bring that South Africa is going to be dominant or France going to be dominant. The idea in 2016 is to organize a mutual profit-oriented partnership with respect and therefore the respect of each other's sovereignty.
What is the importance of a nuclear economy?
A nuclear economy is not only related to the building of plants. Of course, it's related to building of nuclear plants, but it's also related to nuclear medicine. The fact that many firms and many entities could be interested in the development of nuclear medicine or nuclear engineering can help also the development of growth, employment for SMEs, since in France, like in South Africa, SMEs are what creates growth and development in a country.
And how has the Fukushima tragedy, how did that change things for your school?
Fukushima tragedy was a real trauma for everyone, of course the Japanese, but also everywhere in the world, and we deeply understand that that raises concerns. But the idea is not to be, let's say, paranoid about it. I think that my institute aims at developing and transmitting knowledge, objective data for people to create their own opinion, but an opinion to be for or against nuclear, not based on, let's say, a myth, but real data. Nuclear is, of course, is a very sensitive subject, but it is a very sensitive subject like many other ones, especially on the energy field. We need energy. We need energy from everywhere, from coal, from windmills, but also from nuclear. And the idea is to make that understand all the risk and stakes for all the possibility to have more energy in a country.